and they have both been in hotel quarantine on the Gold Coast. So once again, really good news. And of course, we are 100% on track to lift those restrictions if everything goes well in the next 24 hours. We've done 7,990 tests over the past 24 hours. So once again, really good news. And if anyone is sick, please remember, go out and get tested. So it's really important that you do that. So like I said, we've got one more day to go. It's all looking very positive, and we'll be able to advise the Greater Brisbane region tomorrow whether or not those restrictions will be able to ease. So I'll hand over to Dr Young.
Thank you, Premier. So excellent news. 2 new cases overnight, returned travellers from the United States, both in hotel quarantine. So that's all fine. They're now both in hospital. And we now have 25 active cases, and a lot of testing's been done in the last 24 hours, which is excellent. We have got some positive sewage results in the Gold Coast, which is to be expected given all of these cases that we're seeing down there in hotel quarantine. Also, we do have another positive sewage result in Cairns North, and we do know we had that case up there that was intermittently shedding, but it's really important that if anyone is sick to just come forward and get tested. And then also we've had a positive sewage in Cannonvale in Mackay. So again, really important that if anyone anywhere in the state has any symptoms at all, please come forward and get tested and isolate till you get a result. That'll then keep us all safe as we're going forward. Thank you.
So thank you for people across Greater Brisbane for continuing to comply with the directives. We're really pleased to see how many people are wearing their masks and complying with that, even in areas where it's not mandated. So Queenslanders have certainly got the message that where you can't socially distance, they are wearing their masks, and we thank them for that. Thanks to all the Queenslanders who have come out and got tested in the last 24 hours. It's good to see an increase in those numbers, and we continue to ask all Queenslanders or anyone visiting Queensland, if you have any symptoms at all, please come forward. Of course, we've seen some very concerning numbers overnight through the UK, record number of deaths, over 1,600 people have died in the United Kingdom over the last 24 hours, and a number of other countries have gone from where we are now to really distressing numbers and situations of being overwhelmed in their health system in a short period of a couple of months, all because of this new variant and different variants that we are seeing come up around the world. So we have to be more vigilant than ever. But of course, what we're seeing here in Queensland is everyone's doing a fantastic job, and we are on track for lifting those restrictions at 1 a.m. on Friday, the 22nd. So thank you to all the Queenslanders. Keep up the great work so that we can get to that milestone on Friday morning and see our community opening back up again and helping business and lifting those restrictions again.
Good morning. Just a very quick update. In the last 24 hours, 3,128 passengers came through our domestic airports, were processed, 4,253 cars. I'm very happy to say we saw reduced numbers of persons turned around, so thank you for people that are listening to the messaging about coming here for appropriate reasons. So only 26 refused entry into the state. I would like to see that reduce further, because obviously that reduces our risk and our workload for our officers. 61 went into quarantine. We are seeing a reduction in the numbers of quarantine. It's now down to 2,889 as of today in 19 hotels across the state, so that's a very good reduction. And also yesterday we handed out 60 masks, and only one person refused to wear a mask when offered by the police, was given a direction, failed to follow the direction, and was issued with a penalty infringement notice. Thank you.
Any questions?
Premier, what are your thoughts on the regional council is concerned that should a local facility be moved to Calliope, if there is an outbreak, the risk that there's a lockdown? What can you say about?
Well, look, we're working through all those options, Brendan. As I said very clearly the other day, that we are putting together a proposal, seeing if it can work. But remember, the reason we're putting this proposal forward is that we're trying to minimise the risk with this incredibly infectious UK strain. So this is not a problem unique to Queensland. It is an issue for all of Australia. So I'm looking forward to speaking with the Prime Minister later on this week to put forward some suggestions and some ideas, and hopefully also we'll be raising it at National Cabinet.
What Cabinet thinks Dump Island might be a good place to start a...
Yeah, I don't think that'll work. That's, you know, we're in cyclone season as well, and the logistics of evacuating people from that, if we had to, would be incredible.
Aside from the workers' accommodation up near Gladstone, what are some of the other suggestions you plan?
We're working through a number of options.
Can you tell Queenslanders what will be in that proposal, though? What you
Well, not at the moment, no, because we're working through it, Jack, and I will respect the confidences of National Cabinet as well. I want to put forward some proposals there first, so we're working over those issues over the next few days.
Can you give us an idea of how many different scenarios you're considering? Is it like
No.
a dozen, one?
No.
When did you meet the Prime Minister? Thursday?
I'm thinking it's later on this week, Thursday or Friday.
And what day will you tell Queenslanders what proposal you've landed on?
Well, I'll be discussing it at National Cabinet and we'll be raising a number of issues. Okay.
Premier, given the
Claire.
COVID numbers, do you think extending the restrictions until tomorrow or Friday has been overkill?
Definitely not. We took the clear advice of Dr. Young, and as we said, this is a highly, highly infectious strain. You only have to look at what's happening around the world at the moment, where health systems in different parts of the world are crumbling. They're not doing emergency operations. They're all focusing at the moment on dealing with the influx of COVID patients from this highly infectious strain.
When schools go back, are you hopeful that parents will be able on the first day to be able to go to school grounds, say for preppies to be there for their first day? Do you think the lifting of restrictions will allow that to happen?
Look, we'll work through all those issues. I understand that health and education are speaking at the moment. But as we said, if everything goes well over the next 24 hours, it means that our restrictions, especially in that Greater Brisbane region, will be lifted and we'll be back to the pre-Christmas arrangements, which is very positive. And that is a testament to the hard work of all people living in that Greater Brisbane region.
Any questions for this panel?
Yeah, sure.
Morning.
Good morning.
The health minister was talking about how, you know, there's been a big spike in deaths in the UK overnight. How close did that come to happening here in Greater Brisbane? That mass deadly outbreak?
We would never, ever have reached that level because we came from a base of no cases. And Queenslanders, time and time and time again, have risen to the occasion each time, immediately. So, no, I do not think we would have faced that this time. At the start of the pandemic, if we had had that strain then, it might have been a different story, but absolutely not now.
With the Australian cricket team, given the Australian team was in Sydney, are they now required to quarantine or what's their arrangement?
Yeah, they need to finish their 14 days quarantine, no different to anyone else who's been in Sydney. So they'll have to complete the 14 days from when they left Sydney. Yes, as part of the bubble. So we've got to remember all of our sports teams have been dealing with this now since last March. So they've had those systems in place. They've managed them extremely well, and we've not seen outbreaks in our sporting teams.
Because I understand some players already left.
If it's due up, then it's due. It's 14 days from when they were last in Greater Sydney.
And is the Indian cricket team, are they able to leave?
Yes, of course they can. They can leave immediately to go overseas. We've never ever kept anyone who wishes to go overseas. That's absolutely their decision to do that. There of course are restrictions in other countries, so other countries have different rules about who can enter their country, so they have to follow those rules.
And as for the management of the 5-day test, are you happy with how that's all been handled?
Oh, very happy. They had really good systems in place, and the management of the Gabbers to be congratulated how they've managed it all.
Can I come on to the Premier? You were speaking before Christmas on health concerns from the resources industry about how Australia's relationship with China would impact on coal jobs in Queensland. Can you give us an update on that and will you be discussing with the Prime Minister?
Well, the latest update is that there are still coal ships that are off China. and those diplomatic negotiations are between the Australian government and the Chinese government. But we are very concerned that it could have long-term impacts on Queensland jobs.
Will you be discussing it with the Prime Minister this week?
I'm happy to raise it, yes. Okay. Thanks, everyone. Have a nice day.
Bye.